This is MA 108, section 5.3, question number 5. This question is asking us to find the values of x, the values of the angle, of cosine of x that are equal to root 3 over 2 on all real possibilities of x, so all negative infinity to positive infinity. So when I look at a graph of cosine of x, I get the situation of this red line. And then this blue line is root 3 over 2. And what we're asking is, where is root 3 over 2 and cosine of x equal? And if I zoom out, it's easy to see that there are infinitely many places that those two things are going to be equal. And so usually what we do is find the value on one period from 0 to 2 pi on one period where that is true. So from 0 to 2 pi, it is true at pi over 6 and at 11 pi over 6. So pi over 6 and 11 pi over 6. Those are the two places it's true. And then what we do is add 2 pi times some k value, where k is an integer. And if we add that to the positive direction, k is positive, we're shifting all of those 2 pi units to the right. And if we add k times 2 pi where k is negative, we're shifting all of those solution units to the left. And if k was equal to 0, then we're talking about what's happening here at the origin. So let's take a look at what that looks like from an algebra point of view. So on the unit circle, there are two places where cosine of x is equal to root 3 over 2. And that happens at pi over 6 and 11 pi over 6. 11 pi over 6, by the way, is the same as minus pi over 6. So cosine of pi over 6 is root 3 over 2. Cosine of minus pi over 6 is root 3 over 2. So then what I do for cosine and for sine, is I add that shifting of plus 2 pi times k plus 2 pi times k to both of those answers, where k is an element of the integers. The z, fancy z, is a shorthand for integers. So pi over 6 plus 2 pi times k and 11 pi over 6 plus 2 pi times k. That records all possible cases from negative infinity to positive infinity. So once again, what I do is I figure out the possibilities on one period or one rotation of the unit circle, and then I write for cosine and sine this 2 pi times k for all of those possibilities. So for example, pi over 6 is this answer, and if I had 2 pi times k where k was equal to 3, I would be rotating 1, 2, 3 times. If k was equal to 4, I'd rotate one more 4 times. And so you tell me the value of k, and I will rotate it and tell you all of those possible answers for both of those.